Welcome back, gang. It's a brand new month. Welcome, August. So you know what that means. A brand new business update video. We're going over our statistics, our stats, if you shall say, from July. And there's no real surprise here. July was a very lackluster month. I think July was pretty much a lackluster month for most businesses, most shops around there. Don't get me wrong, things are still booming, things are still selling, but it was definitely a step back. And I think there's a mix of reasons for that. Pokemon overall just releasing some weaker sets back to back to back. Natural summer slowdown just always occurring, this time of year. And just overall spending just coming down with that summer slowdown and weaker sets. They all three kind of go hand in hand. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the details. So, like I said, very lackluster month. It is a clear-cut second worst month, falling behind February. Yes, going all the way back to February. This is our second worst month. We sold a total of $4,640. That is both through the website and local sales. I did not include TCG Player, eBay, bulk sales. There's not a whole lot there. Overall, I think TCG Player is like 15 grand for the year, which would actually put our total for the year over 50,000. But that's an end of the year type of video. But to break that down further between the website and local sales, website sales came in at 2,710. Definitely on the low side. Usually we're in that mid 4,000, wanting to push that 5K, but somehow always falls short. And our local sales was at $1,925. Also, usually pretty low. I believe 2 months ago we hit like 6,000 in local sales, so local sales have slowed down. With that being said, let's jump into what the best sellers were. That's usually pretty popular. I know as a buyer and as a seller, I usually like to know like, hey, what is moving for stores? Now on to the best sellers. Personally, I like to know what other shops are selling, what's moving for them, and as a buyer, I like to know what's popular with the community. So locally, it's definitely been the Chinese gem packs. I sold out of the Chinese gem pack volume 4s, that's the Ponyta box, very quickly. Now I only have the Chinese gem pack volume 5s, and I think I have something like 20 of those left. Outside of the Chinese boxes, I believe I sold one Paldean Fates Great Tusk box, and I mean, they're just so big boxes. I have some for my collection, I have some for the store, and I just really want to get rid of those big boxes just for space, and they're just so annoying to move. Don't want to ship those, etc. So I was happy to move that locally as well, but not a whole lot moving locally outside of those. Now, with the website, things are quite a bit different. Remember, we had a brand new set release this month in which I have only really sold ETBs, at least in the month of July. August, I sold some booster boxes, but in the month of July, I really only sold all of my ETBs. I don't understand why nobody wanted booster boxes, nobody wanted booster bundles, especially because the booster bundles are under market. But hey, maybe the sentiment around booster bundles this is the one thing that they're gonna print again. I don't know. But with that said, you can guess what the best seller was. It was, of course, those pitch black ETBs. Sold out of those, they sold extremely well, and they went very fast. I was surprised, like I said, just completely surprised that only the ETBs went. The next best seller, you could have guessed this as well, was the Chinese Gem Pack Volume 4s. Like I said, they went fast, both locally and on the website. Now that surprises me because my original first wave, I only got a case of Gem Pack 4 and Gem Pack 5, and Gem Pack 5 sold so fast, so much better than Gem Pack Volume 4 that I was like, okay, I'll buy more Gem Pack Volume 5. And now I'm having the inverse effect where Volume 4 went fast, but Volume 5 is going slow now. Don't really understand that, but I guess that's just market sentiments, I guess. But I do have like 20 boxes, I want to say, of Gem Pack Volume 5 left. So if you're looking for the Captain's Pikachu, make sure you head on over to the website and grab some of those Gem Pack Volume 5s. Like I said, about 20 left, that's right about a whole case. So grab some if you're interested. Now, also with the website, I was kind of surprised. I sold some ancillary products. I sold a Chinese 151C surprise box. I've had that for something around a year now. They really didn't sell well. I thought they would have sold a lot better, but they really didn't. I even sold some Journey Together, which blows my mind. Of course, it was a booster box. It was the non-enhanced, which is the rarer of the two because it doesn't have the promo. And that's pretty much it. Pretty solid on moving ancillary products. I was very happy with that. Now moving on to some website statistics. As you can see here with the graph, whatever side I put that on, I'm not sure. Sales tracking from every category is down. I mean, like I said, summer slowdown, lackluster month expected. Surprise, somebody actually used Bing. I didn't even know people used Bing anymore. So whoever used Bing, let me know in the comments if that was you, because that's kind of funny. We also got 16 customers placing orders this month, which I believe is higher than last month, so that's good to see. Again, I think that's simply due to just Chinese being so cheap and affordable for people. Economy's bad. Like I said, summer slowdown, people are spending money elsewhere. There's a cheap box you can rip for 30, 40 bucks. People are probably going to take that all day and tomorrow because they still want Pokemon. They want a nice chase, stuff like that expected. Of the 16 customers, 9 of those are first-time customers. So over half were first-time customers. Like I always say, if I can even get, 3 of them as return customers over the course of the next year, that is worth their weight in gold, and that would be awesome. It's always awesome to see new people coming to the website, finding the website, and placing orders with me. They get a postcard, they get a business card, so now they know I exist, whether they put it on their fridge. I do that. I put, my competitors' postcards on the fridge, or people I've used in the past, I put them on the fridge for later reference. If I'm looking for a product, hey, maybe they have a good, cheap price, and I'm like, all right, I'll grab it from them. Don't know if other people do that. Maybe I'm the weirdo here. Who knows? Moving on to the email list, we are up to 280 email subscribers. That's, again, fantastic. I still need to buy more emails, just have never gotten around to it. I haven't seen any sales on that, and I really don't want to spend double what I'm spending now just to increase my emails from 500 to 1,000, or maybe it's 5,000. I don't even know. We're also up to 115 Discord members. So yes, we broke the triple digits. Now we're aiming for 200 members. Let's see how long it takes to get to there. With that being said, make sure you sign up for the emails and join the Discord after you finish the video. There are links in the description of the video to do so. I'd love to interact with you guys and see y'all there. Slightly moving into a different direction, I've decided, since we're in the summer slowdown, to list more stuff on TCG Player. Again, it's just really ancillary products and stuff that has boomed so much that I can afford to take the 85% and be good. A lot of these ancillary products just don't move very quickly or well on the website. And so because I have so many different SKUs and so many different ancillary products on there, I decided we're gonna try to trim some of that fat down, move this stuff through TCG Player, take that hit on the fees, but at least I'll get some capital churning. I'll get less SKUs on the website. And again, it gets more capital back into the business for the 30th, the Rayquaza set, maybe there's reprints, Destined Rivals, double down on Destined Rivals ETBs, etc. Because I do continue to spend a lot of money during this summer slowdown because there's just so many good sales going on, and it's hard when people aren't wanting to buy the more expensive items. So I'll sell the junkier stuff, we'll just say the junk stuff on TCG Player that has been up. And so I actually sold a bunch of 3-pack blisters. I sold a bunch of mini tins like I think it was Paldea Friends or Paldea Kanto Power. I think it was Kanto Power and Kanto Friend tins. They all sold on TCG Player within like 2 or 3 days. As a matter of fact, I have a bunch of them packaged. You can't see them in the video. They're on the floor over here. So they're all moving, getting capital back to the business, inject that back into the Pokemon market, and all will be good. So I really don't see a problem doing that. Again, it helps with liquidity, which clearly I have an issue with the ancillary products, which is why in my previous videos when I go, oh, hey, I'm buying, but I'm not buying the ancillary products because it's just going to sit for me. Unless they're dirt cheap, unless I'm, maybe I can get them for 70% from somebody. If somebody wants to sell me sleeves or mini tins or 3-pack blisters for 70%, I would probably do that because then I can sell them for 85 on my website, or I'll just jump them on TCG Player, skip the waiting around, because even when I had 3-pack blisters for MSRP, they sat for like a week and a half. And I believe it was like Black Bolt, White Flare, Mega, and Phantasmal, and they still sat for like a week and a half at MSRP. So that just goes to show you that those type of products just aren't enjoyed, they're not loved. Now, if I was able to get those at wholesale, yeah, I would take those all day and tomorrow, but having to be buying stuff on the secondhand market, that's another story. Another thing that I've been doing quite a bit more is selling bulk on TCG Player. Now that really surprised me that even with the summer slowdown, with the more expensive items, ancillary products and stuff like that slowing down, not moving as much, bulk sells incredibly well. So that's telling me that's like crash proof essentially. Players are still gonna want bulk to play, and master setters, collectors, etc. are gonna want the bulk and the EXs and stuff like that to finish out their master sets. And I get both sides of that. Right now, it feels like there's endless liquidity in bulk market. I don't know what that actually looks like in a crash. Maybe there's even less competition and it's even better. Maybe I could source bulk easier, but it has definitely kept me busy when my website and local sales has definitely not kept me busy. I definitely have some issues with TCG Player's backend, which, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, all the major YouTubers was like trashing TCG Player over it. Rightfully so. Their back end sucks. Like, can we just organize the stuff? Like, is it that hard? Give me it by set and alphabetize it. So I can just go through my bulk, which is already organized, through set and alphabetized, and just go boop, 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 real fast, real easy. Because some of these orders that are 50 cards and it's 7 different sets take me like 20 minutes to get through. Like, what is that? Come on, TCG Player, like, innovate, do something better. Anyway, rant about TCG Player over. Thanks for listening. Back to bulk instead of bitching about TCG Player. Every one of these envelopes that end up going out, depending on the order size obviously, I make about 75 cents to $1, which I have to drop those off. 75 cents to $1, yeah, nothing crazy. The dollar amount is very low, but the ROI percentage return is absolutely through the roof. And if I can get, 10, 20, 30 orders, which I think I'm averaging anywhere between like 15 and 30 orders a week right now with the bulk. So that's an extra $15 to $30 hitting my business bank account, which is just awesome. That's, again, extra money for my business. Extra money. I can buy, a quarter of an ETB with that. No, I'm just playing. But, 2 weeks, I can buy an Ascended Heroes booster bundle essentially. And that's just more inventory for the store. And all I have to do is take my time, go through the bulk, ship it out. It's not that hard of work, but it does feel like it's a waste of time. The only reason I'm enjoying it right now is because the website and stuff's so slow. I also think maybe long-term, it helps my business grow. I know I said in the past, I've kind of trashed this before, but every one of those orders gets a poster card. They get a business card, exactly this one in it. And like I said earlier, if they put that up on the fridge for later, it's a QR code. You just walk by, scan it, it says my website, everything on there, and you can just place an order. It's real simple, real easy. Maybe people just throw it away. It's not really my target demographic because, again, my website is for sealed Pokemon and I'm selling bulk and EXs and stuff on TCG Player. So it's kind of a different demographic. They're still in the Pokemon card world, but again, different demographic. Before I forget and before I wrap up the video, I also got scammed on a trade for a first edition Dark Porygon this month. I knew it looked off. I just went against my gut in the heat of the moment, I guess. And so now I'm out like $230 for that. And I believe I just traded Chinese packs, so it's not like unbearable, but that still sucks to be scammed again. We have now been scammed for over $1,000 this year alone. And unfortunate reality is when the market is booming like it is, all of the slime balls, the dirt balls come out and play. Unfortunate with that. But overall, we may have not seen the overall best numbers sales-wise, but we have seen growth in orders, growth in new customers, growth with TCG Player. We're getting ancillary products out the door, which is getting us capital back, and lowering the SKUs on our website, which makes life a lot easier. Everything is great to see. That's all I got for you guys. This is Max Pax signing out.